Am I scared? Yes. Am I excited? Yes. And I think that's the point. Like, I think that's why people like thrillers, right? Like you're just excited about being scared. So I feel like I'm in the right headspace. Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Noelle, this is Noelle 7 Pages, and the 7 is my Enneagram type. I don't know why that's the new intro, but I kind of dig it. So I'm very, very excited because this is my first ever secret TBR video, so we're gonna explore that journey of itself, of if I can actually keep this secret, because I've almost let it slip already a few times, but also, by the title, I'm reading thrillers, you guys. I'm reading thrillers! It's happening. And when I had the thought of doing a thrillery reading vlog, dipping my toe into the thriller pool, one person came to mind, which is my buddy Haley Hughes, the thriller queen. So I reached out to her, asked her for some noob recs for the genre, and she decided to put together a whole list, and she actually dropped an entire video today also with all of her beginner recs for thrillers, for newbies to the thriller genre. So I've picked out a few from that list, which I will tell you now, and I'm going to read them. And hopefully I like them. I hope that this is a good time. I'm a little nervous about it, but regardless, we're doing the thing. So Haley's video is broken up into like themes, like subgenres of thrillers or tropes of thrillers, and so I picked a few, one from a few different like groupings that she's made. So the one that I'm starting, like my first thriller that I'm starting right after this clip, is An Unwanted Guest by Sherry Lapina, which is from the category if you're looking for a whodunit style mystery to ease yourself into the genre. And Haley specifically said that of all the books that she put in that category, she recommended this one to me specifically because it was her like underrated favorite in that group. So I said, say less, Haley, like that's enough, I will read it. That's what I'm starting with. I feel like a good whodunit mystery thriller will be the perfect way to ease myself in. It seems kind of silly because it's like a beautiful sunshiny blue sky day outside, and I can't wait to read this like snowy whodunit locked door mystery. So I think that will be fun while I go on an absolute cleaning frenzy today, try and get my spring cleaning game in gear. Then the next one that I have is from the category that Haley made if you like feminist themes. So I chose Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. I also have this on audiobook. I know literally nothing except that Haley recommended it and it was in this grouping, so I said yoink. And now I have that on Libby, so I will be reading that hopefully this weekend, because as I record this vlog is supposed to go up a week and a day from now. So I'm supposed to read these 3 thrillers in the span of a week and edit this and post this, so wish me luck. And the third one that I'm reading, which is the only one that I actually got the physical book for, is The One by John Mars, which is in Haley's grouping of if you like sci-fi or magical realism, because I've heard a lot of people have recommended like this to me personally, knowing that it has some sci-fi elements. And I want to say that the premise of this is like this kind of sci-fi dystopian element of technology has advanced to a place where you can submit your DNA to this service that will tell you if and when you are matched to another person that's entered the service, if they are like your soulmate. So it sounds cool in theory, but when the service or this technology is rolled out, a lot of people are already married or have other circumstances like that are blocking their way towards possibly being with the person that this technology says is their soulmate. So I think that sounds really interesting on its own. I'm excited to see how it unfolds in kind of a thriller mystery style. I've heard really good things about John Mars, so I'm hoping that he will be my man for the thriller sci-fi genre, because I'm here for it. I want it. I want that. So I am planning to read both of the audiobooks first so that I only have to worry about this, because in general, like physical books just take me longer because I can't multitask while I read them. So hopefully, today's Friday, so I'm hoping to read both audiobooks by the end of Sunday, and then I can read this in a few days next week, edit and post this in a perfect world. I'm so excited. Thank you so much to Haley for being my thriller guru, my thriller sensei. I'm so looking forward to this. Hopefully it works out for me. And this is something that you guys have been like asking me to do or to try for a long time, and I may have some supervillain tendencies, but I like to consider myself like a benevolent supervillain, you know? So this is, I live to serve. Anything for the fans. Obviously, I've had way too much caffeine already today, so I'm going to try and put that to use, stop rambling on and on, go on an absolute cleaning rampage, and start an unwanted guest. So we will talk when I have something to talk about. Okay, love you, bye.
Hold on, do it. Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay, I'm a little bit more than halfway through an unwanted guest, and it's really fun. It reminds me of like the game Clue in novel form, which is probably like a lot of whodunits, but I don't know. There's very like detailed, like thorough descriptions of the rooms in the hotel and all of the people. I was really thrown like at the beginning because there's so many characters and you have to know like equal amounts of each of them so that it's not like obvious who it is. Also, I should have said this at the very beginning, but of course this is spoiler free. Like I won't be spoiling anything. I'm just gonna talk you through like high level of like what I thought going through these books, and not gonna spoiler it.
I've soiled the good Krusty Krab name! Soiled it! Soiled it! Soiled it!
Won't spoil anything. I know that thrillers can be really easy to spoil, so it's just gonna be my thoughts in very vague terms, okay? So right away when this book starts, it's like all of these characters like thrown at you, and the POV jumps around a lot, like third person POV, but seeing through different eyes as the book goes on. And I feel like I have a guess of who it is, but it could easily also not be that person, which makes it fun, because the way it's written is that it could be anyone, which is, I guess, just a thriller thing or a whodunit thing. I really don't know because I haven't read any. But I am having fun. I won't be disappointed if it's the person that I think it is, because it is satisfying. Like that would make me feel smart knowing that I picked up on the clues that I think are clues, but those clues could also so easily be like red herrings. So I'm along for the ride. The stakes are super high and we will keep going. But yeah, for now, I feel like either the author has me right where she wants me, or I have picked up on a few like random things that are thrown out there and mentioned very casually, but I know that it can't just be casually mentioned. You know, everything in books like this, I assume, are either supposed to mislead me or supposed to be a sneaky clue. So I'm hoping that they're sneaky clues. I don't know, I'm having fun. I might finish it today. It's an 8-hour audiobook. I listen at double speed, so it's like 4 hours of listening time. So I've listened to probably 2.5 hours of my time, so 5 hours of the audiobook. And I might just push through and get it done today. It's now 5 o'clock. So I don't know, if I don't finish it tonight, I for sure will finish it tomorrow, which is excellent. But I will let you know if I have any more thoughts. But so far, I'm really having fun.
I didn't do it! Okay. Everybody just calm down.
Count of 3, we're all gonna put down our guns.
I have crossbows.
We'll put down our weaponry on the count of 3.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2,
2,
3.
Good morning. It is Saturday morning, and this is my dog, Sunday. Oh, bye. Okay, she'll be our friend this morning. A crow just landed outside. I love crows.
Hello.
Okay, so last night I finished An Unwanted Guest by Sherry Lapina, so I actually did like finish it in one day, but mostly because the last like 15-20% is like the end of the mystery, and we're getting all of the like release of the tension from the whole book, so I couldn't just like stop. I guess that's the addicting thing about thrillers, I assume, is like you want to close the box, like you want everything to be wrapped up. I did guess who the killer was. I don't know how I did that. My first like whodunit, and I actually guessed it, so I'm not upset by that. Like I think it was clever. I like how it unfolded. The interesting thing about this book is that none of the people in the cast really seem to have a motive to commit the murder, but you can see how each of them may have it in them to have done it. You just don't know like why they would have done it. I don't mind. I think I've said this before in videos, but like I don't mind when I predict a plot twist. It makes me feel smart, and it makes the reveals like feel satisfying and earned, because if it's something that I can read and reflect on and see, okay, I could see this coming even if I didn't guess it, but there were breadcrumbs that I just didn't pick up on or whatever, then great. I hate a plot twist out of nowhere. And honestly, like I won't spoil the ending, but what I will say is that the ending, and I don't know if this is just like a mystery thing or a thriller thing, but it just felt like we got so much of an info dump right at the end that it was like, okay, I don't know. It was just a very different sort of ending, different reveal that I am used to. And honestly, like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, that was a good 8.5 hour audiobook. I read it in a day, and I kind of feel like I would have rather read like a sci-fi or a nonfiction or something. I don't think it was my favorite, but I didn't not enjoy myself. Like, it was enjoyable. I don't know. So I'm hovering between 3 and 4 stars. I also just don't think I know how to rate a mystery or a thriller because I never read them. So I know that Haley, who I know has amazing taste in the genre, I know that this is one of her favorites, like whodunits. So I know that it's probably objectively good in the genre. So I feel like I'm leaning closer to 4, but it may mature into a lower rating because I just don't think it will stick with me. It seems like a great intro to the genre. It was very accessible. I could definitely tell what was going on. Like I mentioned before, it really felt like a game of Clue, but a novel version. So I found that fun. I'm gonna start the next audiobook. What did I tell you it was? It's a much gloomier day today. Like, it's very foggy and misty. It looks like it might rain, which feels like a better ambiance to be reading thrillers anyways. The other audiobook that I have is Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. And I've already forgotten why this is on Haley's list, so let me look at that. Okay, so this is on Haley's list under feminist themes, which makes me think it will be right up my alley even more, even if the thriller aspect isn't necessarily my comfort zone. I do love reading books with like feminist themes in them, so we will give this a try. It's also about 8 hours, so I don't know if I will finish it today, but definitely between today and tomorrow, which is great that I will have the 2 audiobooks done right off the bat so that I could spend the chunk of the week reading the one. Or if I'm really ambitious, I could just start reading the one tomorrow if I finish the audiobook today. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Oh, my crow flew away. Bye, buddy. Don't you want to say hi to your fans? Come on. Oh, she said no. But that's enough rambling for me. I will start Behind Closed Doors and let you know when I have something to say. Okay, bye.
Hey, who's that handsome guy? Hello, 911 emergency. There's a handsome guy in my house. Oh, wait a second, cancel that. It's only me. Oh, you drive me wild. Showtime!
Okay, hello, it's Monday morning. And I feel like I look the same as the last clip because my life is just a routine like that. But here's the thing. I finished Behind Closed Doors, and I'm sorry I didn't update you like part of the way through, but I have learned what makes thrillers so like addicting because I simply could not put it down. I listened to it in basically one sitting. I think I listened to the first like 20% before bed one night, went to bed, woke up and listened to the last like 80% just straight. Could not stop. And even though it wasn't really like subject matter that I read a lot of or want to read more of, it was so good. like so good. The women in this book definitely stand out, so I could see why Haley put it in this particular category. But I'm also realizing that trying to talk about thrillers and mysteries like with you guys is so hard because there's so much that I just can't say or don't want to say, because so much of my experience reading it is the surprise and the fun of like uncovering things as you go, obviously. And I don't know why that's different than other genres that I'm used to reading, but for some reason it is, or it's just new to me, you know? So here's what I will say about Behind Closed Doors. We follow Grace Angel and her new husband Jack Angel as they kind of navigate the first year of their marriage, and we learned that they got married pretty soon, like after knowing each other. And Grace's sister Millie has Down syndrome, and Grace basically would do anything for her sister Millie. And Millie is also like definitely the star of the show in this book too. So it's called Behind Closed Doors because there's things that happen behind closed doors that like no one knows about, because on the outside Grace and Jack seem like this perfect couple who love each other so much, and all of their friends and family just think they're so great together, and there's a lot happening behind closed doors that no one knows. I know that's so vague, but I simply just refuse to tell you anymore, other than, holy shit, this ending was amazing. Oh my god, I loved Grace so much. I feel like that's what made it so thrilling for me, because Grace seems to think things through exactly how I think things through. And she's just so smart and cunning and just like multi-layered. Same with Millie. Oh my god, I loved Millie so much in this book. And Grace's friends, or like Grace's and Jack's friends, I don't know. It was different because in an Unwanted Guest, there's like a billion characters because you're trying to figure out which of them may have murdered someone, which of them are just pawns, you know? This is so different because there's maybe 5 characters, but probably less. Really like 3 characters that matter. It's Jack, Grace, and Millie. But oh my god, I get it. I understand the appeal of thrillers now. I get it. I loved it so much that I texted Haley immediately after I finished it and said, oh my god, I just finished Behind Closed Doors. That was amazing. And she responded and said, that ending though, side-eye emoji. Haley said, OMG, if you were shook by Behind Closed Doors, the one is gonna blow you away. Unwanted Guest is a quiet mystery, a good vibe, but the other 2 are thrillers, all capitals. So, that being said, I also have to admit to you that after I finished Behind Closed Doors yesterday, I immediately started the one because I'm hooked, and I want more of that feeling that the end of Behind Closed Doors gave to me. So I'm about 80 pages into the one now, and so far I'm really enjoying it because so many of my friends have recommended the one to me, knowing that I read a lot of sci-fi and thinking that this will be a great segue into me reading thrillers. But let me admit something to you, is that I've been hesitant about picking up the one because, like, honestly, it just sounded kind of cringe. Like a dating app that takes a swab of your DNA and matches you to your soulmate just sounds cringy to me. Sorry. But I'm so into it. I don't know what I was thinking. It's amazing. Like everyone has said, so far, I'm really vibing. I love that there's so many POVs, that we get to see so many different threads unfolding, and I can only imagine that eventually the POVs will start to intertwine together. This is spoiler free, of course, I'll keep saying that, but that's my prediction, is that right now it seems like a lot of these POVs are just all over the place, like seemingly random and have nothing to do with each other, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna overlap, right? But I don't know. There's a lot of book left. I don't know how much I'll be able to read today, but I'm gonna be thinking about it all day. It's one of those because there's so much potential for an app like this, for situations like this where you get swabbed and this app matches you with someone else, but for the billions of people that have submitted to this app, like that's just billions of different unique circumstances that can happen with things like that. So my mind is just like going with all of the wild things that could lead to, some of which are already like unfolding in the book, but otherwise, like I think Wes was so ready to just go to sleep last night, and I was like excitedly like talking to him about like,
imagine if there was this app and you could swab your DNA and it'll match you with your person, but what if that person is already married? What if...
And he's like lying there like, okay, that's nice, honey. So needless to say, this vlog is looking like a huge success. Also, just in general, the secret TBR thing is really fun because in reality, it doesn't feel super different because I'm still talking to you right now, which is great because my brain feels like we're talking about it. I just have to remember not to post like on my Instagram about it, but it is fun. So I feel like I may do more secret TBRs like this of books that I actually want to read, you know? So I will talk to you guys when I read another chunk of the one. Okay, talk to you soon, bye!
You sure picked a spooky day to go boating, Freddy.
Well, it didn't start out that way. What could have happened?
It's very simple. When the barometric pressure dropped and the warm offshore air came in contact with an inland cold front, we ran into some unnavigable nubulation.
Okay, hello. I'm a little more than 300 pages into the one, and I feel like it's a wild ride. Like it lives in my mind, like while I'm not reading the book, but I don't know that it's like a new favorite. I love that it's like this kind of thriller, but it's not very sci-fi-y. I mean, it is to an extent with this like dating app DNA gene, but it really is a lot more romancy than sci-fi-y, to be honest. But my main issue with this book, if I have any issue with this book, is that the miscommunication trope is just like everywhere. And maybe that's just a thing in thrillers. Again, I've said it 100 times in this video already, but I don't know enough about the genre to feel like anything that I say is going to be, whether it's like a blanket statement or if it really is a thing just in this book. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of the thrill, it has to do with like, oh, you were told this, or information was withheld about this, or there was a miscommunication about this, surprise, which is fine. Like, I don't hate it. I don't dislike that trope, except that it's in all 5 of the POVs. There's 5 POVs, and so far they have not overlapped, which I thought that they would, but I think it's just 5 random POVs in this universe, and 100% of those all have some level of miscommunication that is unraveling, which makes it thrilling and exciting. I won't lie. It just feels like the same story with different ingredients 5 times in one book. And honestly, that sounds like a really harsh review. I really am liking this. This is probably headed for a 4-star. But I don't know. It's like, I think this was really built up for me. I really, really wanted to make this my personality, but there's just something that's missing. But I do have the whole exciting last 100 pages left, and all 5 of the POVs are at a similar place in the plot where it's like, it's just getting ramped up faster and faster, and the stakes are getting higher and higher in all of them. So I feel like this is gonna be one more sit down and I'll finish it and then let you know my final thoughts. But right now I just kind of feel like, okay, like it follows all of the rules of like thrilling storytelling. It just has this cool gimmick of this like dating app thing. So I don't know. I'll let you know when I finish it. Okay, bye.
You're right, Velma. Whatever you said.
I said we're lost in a fog.
You buzzed?
No, Shaggy. Go back to sleep.
Sleep nothing. I'm fixing me a super shaggy sandwich.
We did it. I finished the one. The ending was really good. I feel like there's a couple plot holes that I have questions about, but they would be spoilery to talk about, so I will not talk about them. I think I've settled on 4 stars like I told you before. Thoroughly loved it, had a great time, but this was sold to me as a sci-fi thriller, and I don't feel like it was very sci-fi-y. And I also don't really feel like it was much of a thriller. Why is my dog crying? Come here, honey. Why are you being a baby? You see her? Come on, honey. So the science part of this is that like there's this gene that was discovered that matches up with someone else's pheromones and receptors, and that's it. That's the science to connect to your soulmate. So really this was like the lightest sci-fi I've ever read, which is fine. Like it's not a complaint, I just expected it to be different. There's also a lot more like romance in here than I was anticipating, which is on me because like obviously stupid. The premise is that it's a dating app where you get matched to your soulmate, so of course there's gonna be romance. Like I don't know why I didn't put that together, but anyways, so definitely like a genre bender. Great. So all 5 of the POVs had satisfying conclusions. All 5 of them ended in like very different ways, even though a few of the same tropes were recycled a couple times, but I didn't really have a problem with that at the end. But during the reading process, it was like, wow, they're really leaning into this or what have you. But overall, I really liked it. Very fun, very unique and exciting. A solid 4 stars. Great recommendation. Which brings me to the end of my first ever thriller vlog. I have checked off my first 3 mystery thrillers, and I feel like a stupid amount of accomplishment from it. So overall, I think out of the 3 that I read, my least favorite was An Unwanted Guest, which I ended up settling on 3 stars. Solid, enjoyed it, but I don't think it'll stick with me, but it was fun while it lasted. And then next would be the one at 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. There were just a couple things that I couldn't overlook that was preventing me from giving it a happy 5 stars. And honestly, surprisingly enough, like the darkest one and the most thrilling one was Behind Closed Doors, which I ended up settling on 5 stars. So that would be my favorite from this vlog. So that's the real plot twist for me and my expectations. I really thought the one was gonna be my favorite, and then it would go Unwanted Guest, and then it would be Behind Closed Doors, but that's not what it was at all. So great. Again, thank you so much to my friend Haley for putting together this list of recs for me. I will definitely be making my way through the rest of the list. This will not be the last time I read thrillers. I clearly had a good time with the ones that I read for this vlog, and I'm excited being new to the genre and enjoyed myself. So yeehaw, I read thrillers now. Who is she? If you watched this whole video and want to leave me a comment, I would love to see some like screaming face emojis in the comments for the vibes. And I would also love to know if any of you guys have read these books, because the nature of thrillers, I've found through doing this vlog that it would be so easy to spoil them. So I had to really like censor myself and be very careful about what I could say, but I'm still like dying to talk about them with people that have read them, so I don't have to worry about like spoiling these thrillers. So let me know. I want to chat, especially the one Behind Closed Doors. And thank you so much for watching this vlog. Let me know if you liked it. I'm excited to do more secret TBRs in the future, and I will see you very soon. Love you, bye!